Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're unpacking the absolute ultimate playbook for interviewing a real estate agent. Look, if you're gearing up to buy or sell a home, you are about to make one of the biggest financial decisions of your entire life. And the person you choose to guide you through it, well, they're going to influence absolutely every single decision that follows. So how do you know for sure you're hiring the right expert? We're going to walk through a completely comprehensive checklist of 25 essential questions, straight from our source material, that you need to ask before you ever sign on that dotted line.
Okay, let's bust a massive misconception right out of the gate. You are not hiring someone just to open doors for you. You're hiring someone to protect the transaction. Seriously, it's not just about unlocking houses or tossing a property up on the MLS and sitting around waiting for the phone to ring. No way. You're hiring a professional to shield you from disaster. You need someone who can anticipate problems, negotiate like a pro, and protect your position every single step of the way. If you walk into an interview carrying this exact mindset, it completely changes the entire conversation.
To make this super easy to digest, we've distilled those 25 critical questions into 5 core pillars you absolutely must evaluate. We're looking at experience and qualifications, communication and availability, negotiation and problem solving, pricing, marketing and opportunity, and finally, expectations, accountability, and fit.
Let's jump right into pillar number 1, experience and qualifications. We really need to see how an agent's background actually impacts your bottom line. Now, there is a massive contrast you have to watch out for here. You've got to ask them, how long have you been actively working in real estate? Because honestly, holding a license for 20 years means absolutely nothing if they haven't been in the trenches helping buyers or sellers navigate today's crazy, rapidly changing market over the last 12 months. You want to know exactly how many clients they've personally helped recently. Technology, negotiation tactics, the market itself, it all changes so fast. Recent production is what truly matters.
So when you're sizing up their qualifications, run through these specific points. Is this their full-time gig or just a weekend side hustle? You deserve to know if your transaction is their top priority. And do they specialize in your exact location and property type? Competing in specific local markets, say Old Bridge, Middletown, or Homedale, requires highly specialized knowledge. I mean, selling a luxury home, buying a condo, or navigating a 55-plus community, those are totally different ballgames. Also, ask what training they have beyond just basic licensing. A fancy credential doesn't guarantee a win, but continuing education shows they actually take their craft seriously. Moving on to pillar number 2, communication and availability. Let's test that classic agent promise of, I'm always available.
You've got to ask this point blank, who will I actually be communicating with? Are you working directly with the charismatic agent sitting right in front of you, or are they going to immediately hand you off to a junior assistant or a transaction coordinator the second you sign the paperwork? Having a team can be awesome, but you need to know exactly who is picking up the phone when you call in a panic at 8 p.m. on a Tuesday. The crucial thing here is setting a rock-solid communication standard. How fast do they normally text back? What about evenings and weekends? Let's be real estate doesn't happen strictly from 9 to 5. You also want to know if they'll give you proactive updates, even if it's just to say, hey, no news today. You should never, ever have to chase your agent down for answers. And finally, what's their backup plan when they go off the grid? Everyone needs a vacation, but your transaction still needs coverage. In a hot market, a slow text back on a Saturday could literally cost a buyer a house.
All right, pillar number 3, negotiation and problem solving. This right here is where a great agent truly earns their commission.
Please never just settle for an agent telling you, oh, I'm a great negotiator, right? Anyone can say that. Make them prove it. Ask them to walk you through a time a deal almost blew up. What was actually at risk? What exact strategy did they pull out of their hat to save their client when an inspection went sideways, or an appraisal came in low, or the financing just completely vanished? That is when you see if their experience is just a number on a business card or if it translates to measurable value.
And here is a massive industry secret your agent needs to understand in their bones. When you're juggling multiple offers, the highest offer isn't always the strongest offer. It's just not. The strongest offer is the one with the clearest, safest path to closing. You need an agent who knows how to slice open an offer, look right past that big, shiny number, and scrutinize the actual terms to make sure that deal is genuinely going to cross the finish line.
Let's shift to pillar number 4, pricing, marketing, and opportunity. This is all about the mechanics of creating urgency and hunting down those hidden gems. If you're selling, how exactly does this agent determine your home's price? A top-tier agent isn't going to just guess a number, or worse, just tell you what you want to hear so you give them the listing. No, they prep meticulously. They should walk you through an exact sequence, pulling recent comparable sales, checking out the current competition, assessing your home's unique condition, and then developing a highly tailored pricing strategy based on real buyer behavior.
And when it comes to marketing, just throwing a few photos on the MLS and crossing your fingers is not a marketing plan. You need someone who proactively generates buzz. Ask them about their exact plans for pro photography, video, and social media. Now, if you're buying, ask how they find homes before they hit the market. Things like reverse prospecting, networking with other agents, having those off-market conversations. A killer agent also tracks if their strategy is actually working based on online engagement, and they pivot quickly based on buyer feedback before you lose valuable time.
Because remember, sometimes the best opportunity out there is the one most buyers never even knew existed. You're hiring a pro to uncover those hidden gems. For sellers, that first impression is entirely online, and weak prep can kill your chances before a buyer even steps foot in the door. For buyers, your perfect home might not even have a for sale sign in the yard yet. You want an agent with their ear firmly to the ground.
Finally, pillar number 5, expectations, accountability, and fit. Let's make sure everybody is genuinely on the exact same page.
You really want to look them in the eye and ask, why are you the right fit for my specific situation? And listen closely. The best answer isn't going to be some rehearsed elevator pitch. It's going to connect their local knowledge directly to your unique goals. You also need to hammer out the exact methods of communication, clarify who specifically handles the paperwork and the showings, and this is crucial. Ask what your options are if you're unhappy with them. Your confidence in an agent should never feel like you're just trapped in a contract.
But here's a little reality check for us, the clients. Great representation is a two-way street. You need to ask the agent, what do you expect from me? The absolute smoothest transactions happen when expectations around your availability, your financial decisions, and how quickly you can get documents together are crystal clear before the heat is on. Setting expectations early stops so many unnecessary headaches later.
And that brings us full circle back to our core mindset for this whole explainer. You aren't just hiring someone to unlock a door, upload some photos, or fill in the blanks on a contract. You are hiring judgment. You're hiring preparation and accountability. You are hiring an expert human shield for one of the biggest financial moves of your life. Someone you can implicitly trust when things inevitably get tough. So I'm going to leave you with this provocative thought. The agent you choose is going to dictate your final price, your stress levels, and your ultimate success at the closing table. Armed with these 25 questions, who is really interviewing who here? Are you ready to take total control of the interview, demand the hard answers, and protect your transaction before the ink ever dries?